wasn't here last time, correct? And Peter was here for a little bit, right?
Correct.
So,
All I know
you
is that
guys
you
picked,
made Torvar hide, and I'm pissed.
you guys picked up all your. We won't go over the details, but it was probably for the best. Torvar had a series of unfortunate events that happened.
I think most of us did.
But so you guys picked up last session right after your conversation with Vinny. You guys got all your goodies from the smithy. Well, not from the magic shop, but yeah, from the smithy. So I think I drug it in. Duke, you might double check, but you should have that +1 great axe that the dwarven smith made for you. You guys were then given the escort mission with your good friend, not good friend, diplomat Orin Silanel. And after about 3 days on the road, which you guys left without Jeff, Jeff caught up, missing an appendage. In hindsight, I probably should have made you roll again, but you guys rolled on your random encounter table and fought Relius the day after you fought him the first time. And
Well, 4 days.
oh yes, that's true. That's true.
Some time passed.
You fought. It was a tough battle. You guys came out on top and got yourself, well, the materials to make a fancy new displacer cloak, but it's yet to be seen if that actually happens. Relius is dead. Let's see here. Relius. Oh well, yeah. I think we basically ended with all of you with combat ending. So.
Yeah, was Roki the one that harvested the displacer beast pelt?
I believe so, because he has a pretty high survival stat, but I'm sure I think he has another sheet that he has his stuff, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I just scrolled up and saw he had a bunch of survival rolls in a row. So.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he has the displacer beast pelt, which you guys have, and I didn't even think about it either, but you guys we'll just say that the horses never left, even in the middle of all the chaos. You still have your horses, your wagon, and then the extra horse that Jeff came in on. It's noon of day 4? Yes.
Are you going to be controlling Roki? Or if we get to combat, will you be handing him out to someone?
I can't juggle this well, so I'm just going to give him to you, JD.
Okay.
I mean, he's pretty straightforward, so I think we'll be okay. You just punch things a lot and stun the crap out of them.
Dokie.
All right. You should be in your journal now. But so it's noon, day 4. You'd guesstimate another 3 days before you make it to Gold. And Orin, so basically combat ended. You guys are all back here, and Orin, who went invisible at the beginning of the fight, immediately, like, seeing that the fighting is done, scrambles out from underneath of the wagon and just like looks around in shock. What was all that about?
Is there Yaru?
He said, it seemed like this was personal.
Oh, is it Yaru?
Should we expect to be ambushed anymore? Okay, that is 3 straight non-answers. Would anybody else like to tell me what's going on here?
I'll just
this was Yaru's friend, right? The guy who attacked us?
Yeah. Well, not friend is a very loose term.
Acquaintance.
So I'm going to look at Orin and say, yeah, and I'm going to point with my decapitated pinky, and I'm going to say, Yaru's fault.
Oh, really?
You just grabbed my nub? That asking me to grab my nub? You have no dignity, no honor.
No, of course he doesn't. He already. This is JD talking, not Stark. But he threw your nub. Of course he doesn't.
No honor among nub grabbers.
Yeah, you're right.
Pretty sure you rolled pretty high, so I'm not sure if Jeff even knows what happened to his nub.
No, he doesn't. I think he also rolled like a 2.
All right. Well, after this weird exchange of words, Orin will dust himself off and say, well, we've already lost enough time. Granted, this was only like 2 minutes, but he's in a huff, hops back on the wagon, says, shall we continue? Okay, and we'll just, so what we'll do this time, because rather than do checks every night, we'll do one for like the trip. That's what we'll do. And then we'll reset if there's any sort of trigger like combat or anything like that. So since we had our trigger, let's go ahead and have Duke, since you weren't here last time, go ahead and roll a D20 for me.
No, we can do that.
Okay. So JD, go ahead and roll a perception for Roki, since he's probably he'll continue to like do his flying thing and kind of scout ahead a little bit. 21. Okay. And then we'll get let's get our Yaru 2 perception checks for like the nightly watches, and then whoever else would like to take a watch too. But hopefully this way we can kind of streamline it and we don't spend half an hour doing rolls for stuff that might not matter. I don't like saying, hey, nothing happened this entire trip, but I also don't want to. You're like, you saw Relius is dead, but you're still on edge about this whole ambush thing. Yeah, you were. It's probably, I don't know if you've ever been that close to death. Well, maybe in the cave fight. Didn't you go down there? That was literally like a week ago in game. Yeah, I know. That's what's so crazy. Okay, so let's get 2 more perception checks for the last 2 shifts. Whoever would like to roll. Okay, Thorvald's got to watch.
2, you say?
Just do 1. I have Yaru roll 2 because he's a fancy elf that doesn't need to sleep very much. Holy moly, these rolls! All right, and then Stark, Roki, or Jeff can roll.
I got it.
Okay. Whoo-wee. All right, so you guys spend a little time calming down the horses, and continue on your way, maybe a little more wary than when you were in the past, making sure you don't get filled full of arrows. As you kind of go farther east, it's not like a dramatic change, but it does seem to be getting a little colder. And as you get closer, obviously there's a mountain range, which I finally found what I named it. It's called the Divide, which you guys would know. But it starts to get kind of larger in the backdrop. So now I will fast forward because we got our fancy rolls. But night, day, night, day, night, day. Everything is good to go. No bad guys coming. I don't know, suck on your toes in the middle of the night. But
I'm now more worried.
Well, I mean, it's on the random encounter table, so you never know.
What?
Oh no.
Day 7, you guys are you're tired of traveling, I imagine, but finally you kind of start to see you see the smoke first from the burgeoning town of Galt before you see like its walls. And this is just like a representation. This isn't like, don't take this as anything other than a rough
JD, Coffee doesn't have access to the channel you created.
Background. But as you guys kind of roll up on your wagon and get closer, you see, and this is walled too, you kind of see a walled encampment that's pretty large. Definitely not as large as Belton, but you can see campfire smoke. You can see some larger smokes coming from inside the encampment. The entire encampment is enclosed. There are guards at the entrance and like on patrol duty along the walls. As the wagon kind of comes up to Well, before then, actually, there's kind of like a line outside. So you kind of see people waiting to go in because these guards are checking every single group. So you guys are kind of waiting in line. There's a young, old, I don't have it up right now. So, I mean, there's traders. You see some people that were just clearly out there, farmers that are trying to get back into the city or into the town. And after, I mean, you guys probably have to wait 20 or 30 minutes to get to the two guards that are stationed in front. And as you pull up, they stop, they kind of grab the horse by the reins on either side and say, what's your business? And I believe Stark was in front with Oren at the time. So you would probably be the first. And we'll say that Roki is down with you guys now too.
JD. Coffee just sent me this GIF. Can't see shit is the caption.
She should be able to now.
Okay, Stark was in front, so JD, you're up. What's your business?
I'm trying to remember because I was not ever actually here during the conversation.
Okay, yeah, I'll give a brief reminder.
So I was gone.
Yeah, totally fine. So you guys went and talked to Vinny on thin ice, but you guys kind of smoothed things over. And he said, all right, well, you guys need to get out of town and kind of let the heat dissipate, get the heat off your backs for a little bit. So he gave you this basically escort mission with Oren here, who's like a skinny eye elf that wears these robes. We haven't really had much in the way of role play, but he's pretty like abrasive, entitled. You can tell he clearly gets his way and he doesn't appreciate it when he's met with resistance. We'll say that's what you've kind of picked up on your journeys because most of it has been.
It sounds like someone we all know.
Who's that?
I'll just say, hi, we're a traveling group from
That doesn't sound like Yaru, because I thought it sounded like Yaru.
What was the name of the town we just came from again? Why am I drawing a blank? Belton. Jesus, I'm so bad at this. We're a group traveling from Belton.
And Oren cuts you off at right there and immediately says, we are more than a traveling group from Belton. We are an envoy from Vinny himself. And expects, like, he says this like with an air of confidence that he expects them to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they, instead of being impressed or like, instead of being impressed, they kind of just look at him more like, and?
I just want to tell JD one other clarification that we had with Vinny. Yaru was very specific to get the instruction that on where the line was with killing. And what Vinny said was, if you have to kill people, don't get caught. So those are our rules of engagement. But try not to kill people.
As Yaru yells to Stark in the front seat of the car.
No, I mean, Stark was there. JD just
I'm just messing.
Otherwise, I would have just used message. Anyway. So, yeah.
So you're saying you'd kill for Vinny? Is that what it's on?
I mean, Yaru's pretty much amoral, so if it's what's needed, he's not above it. Vinny doesn't come into the picture.
So, I didn't really think this through because I don't want this to be a conversation with myself very much.
The guards
yeah, I know. I really like, well, there's nothing really for you guys to say here. The guards at this point.
Oh, Doc, you know what you could do? This is just an idea. You can make it so Oren actually doesn't have the ability to speak out loud, and he tells us what we should say. I don't know, just an idea. Like he gives us general instructions, and we have to interpret it. Just an idea.
I will keep that in mind. Yeah, we'll probably just stumble through tonight, but that's not a bad idea. The guards, upon hearing that you are Vinny's envoys, they both kind of just look at each other and they're not impressed. They're just kind of like, this is above our pay grade. We'll let someone else deal with it. And do kind of like a sarcastic waving of the hand in, like, by all means, oh, you're Vinny's envoys. And pound on the gate because it shuts between every single person. And let's get anybody proficient in insight or perception to roll real quick for me.
I've got insight and perception.
Ooh,
whichever one you'd like.
A butterfly must have flown by or something.
They're identical.
So, I think I was just starting out, so I probably didn't do a great job of explaining it. So Belton, like as far as their city watch goes, was pretty like it wasn't a walled city, so you could come in from any direction. B, the city guard were pretty like half of them, not half of them, but there were guards that were clearly drunk on the job. There were some that were sleeping. The ones that were supposed to be watching, like the front gate, were like sitting in stools, their weapons not even right next to them. Pretty like sloppy, and they were just there. Golt, these city guard, on the other hand, are very much so like they're not trained at you, but you have alert watchmen with crossbows, kind of just watching everything. They're not like aggroed or anything, but they're there and they are alert. The city guard in front of you were no nonsense. They seem to be much more regimented than the Belton city guard were. But the gates open, and that kind of leads into this. It's kind of a main thoroughfare right into the center of town. And town is one way of putting it. A lot of it, I mean, there are structures and buildings, but most of this is made up of like large tents and like wooden shacks and outhouses that are all very like, I wish I was better with words.
Ramshackle?
Organized.
Oh, okay.
The opposite. So like Belton was like houses were thrown almost like on top of each other. The roads didn't really necessarily make any sense. And here it's like all the roads are numbered. There's a city guard stationed at every corner. The roads are straight. The roads are clean. They're not drunks. There's not any sort of like peddlers around. Everything here has a function. But you guys are now in town.
Yaru leans over to Jeff and is like, this city, whoever is in charge of this city, we need to get that city council over in Belton.
You think you can just lean over and talk to me?
Yeah.
Huh. Just gonna cross his arms and just silently kind of just stare at it.
Wait a second. Why does Jeff have cause to have beef with Yaru?
I think Jeff is just a sour grape after all that has transpired.
You grabbed an amputee's stub. Don't you think they'd be a little upset?
He was perturbed.
Grabbed you.
He was upset with him.
Pinky.
He was upset with Yaru before that. I'm trying to figure out why.
So hold on. Not the entire pinky is missing, right?
Well, there's a nub.
It's like he still has this knuckle and like a half inch.
Okay, so he lost like.
So he can wiggle it, but
he lost the first two knuckles. Okay, because for a second I was like, if he cut it down to the third knuckle, there wouldn't be a nub to grab.
All right, wait, hold on. There. Okay, never mind.
What's your question, Yarrow?
No.
I see you staring at my nub.
No, I think this is a G question, not a Yarrow question.
Yeah, that was 100% a G question, but I'm not going to go there. But okay, Jeff handed Yaru his pinky. He gave it to him. And then I rolled really high, so Jeff has no idea what happened to the pinky. So I don't understand why Jeff is mad at Yaru.
I mean, you haven't given back my pinky.
Well,
yet.
he didn't see what you did with it, but like
you literally just have my pinky.
Like he gave you his pinky, and then the pinky was nowhere to be found.
No, I kind of wish
What the fuck did I miss?
I kind of wish I hadn't tossed it.
I just want to know where my pinky is, Yarrow.
Oh, your pinky. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you wanted that. I thought.
Say you could probably go back and watch the first 10 minutes of the last stream, and you'll get all the pinky information you need.
I actually tried to join from the airplane, but
Yeah.
it didn't work.
I know, that's sad. That awesome.
Yaru's gonna be profusely apologetic and be like, Jeff, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you. I thought you gave it to me to get rid of.
You got rid of my pinky?
I mean, I don't currently have it. No.
So you know what, Yara? It's okay. I forgive you. And I put out my pinky-less hand to shake.
His four-fingered hand.
Yaru grasps his hand firmly, and just like his expression could not be more sorrow-filled. Sorrowful?
Okay.
Sorrowful.
Just gonna lean in and whisper into Yara's ear. I vendetta like you wouldn't believe.
Yaru pulls him even closer, and he says, "Is that a threat or a promise?"
Yes. Like, yeah.
Okay, just so we all know where we stand, if that's the way you want to play it.
Yeah.
Noted.
Oren is looking in the back of the wagon, like, are we done?
Are we done, Yara?
Not yet.
A shrug.
Okay, well, Oren will just immediately try to yell, like, wave over one of the guards that's on duty from the wagon. Doesn't try to bother get out or anything, and the guard is like a statue. Doesn't respond. Doesn't come over. Stays where he's at, which peeves the crap out of Oren, who just sits back down, kind of in a huff. Can we please find somewhere to? Can we find lodging? Have you guys ever traveled before? Can we please get out of this smelly wagon?
Yara just kind of is like, smelly, and kind of looks around. Is it me? Like...
Well, he gives like a side eye at Borvar.
Oh no!
Who probably still has dried blood on him.
I mean, who's in charge here? Okay, Yara will step down from the wagon and approach the guard, and is very like, "Hail, fellow, well met," jovial. He's like, good afternoon. It's afternoon, right? Is it morning? Is it afternoon?
Yeah, it's like 2:00.
Okay.
It was like half a day's travel to get here.
Afternoon. Where can we find lodging in this fine, very well put together establishment?
The guard doesn't make eye contact. Like he's like scanning the road, and he doesn't stop doing this. He says, "There's plenty of taverns around," and he briefly points at like 3 different spots on the other side of, like, it's kind of like this clearing in the middle where there's stalls, and you can see that there are they just say tavern. They're not names. There's not any sort of like signage like like the Beltland has. They all had fancy signs, like in Skyrim, the things that are held by chains.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that. It just says tavern, and there's multiple. He says if you want a he says those are all good. There's also, and he pauses for a second, the Black Sheep Tavern.
The Black Sheep Tavern. I noticed that's the only one with the name. What's the story there?
And he kind of he gives like a disapproving huff and just says they're trying to do something, and they picked the wrong town to do it in, I think.
Yaru magically produces a gold coin in his hand and kind of like does a trick with his fingers, and he's like, "Is there anything, else maybe you could tell me about the area, or anything I should look out for?"
Man, that's a good question.
Is that a persuasion?
So he asked, his first question is, first time to Belt, I can assume?
Yep.
The one thing you need to know is it's an eye for an eye around here. You cause trouble, you get trouble.
I mean, I surmised that when I walked through the gates. Is there anything else I should know?
There's not much to. I mean, I'm not sure. He says, nope, not really. As long as you mind your business, everyone else will mind theirs, and everyone will get along just fine.
Noted. Where can I find, the people in charge? Is there a town hall or?
And at this point, he's been pretty like stoic and stone faced, and there's like a little crack in the corner of his mouth. He says, "You want to talk to the man in charge, huh?"
I mean, I don't want to, but all high and mighty over there probably will want to.
He pulls out 2 gold coins of his own and says, "Why?" He doesn't do any fancy hand trick.
Yeah. At this point, Yaru smiles like really big, like he appreciates the grift, and he just says, "That's a great question. Some things, though, have a higher price than you would think."
He's gonna beat Yaru's ass.
And then Yaru extends his hand to just handshake, but he has the coin in his hand.
Just gonna yell out things like loyalty.
Hold on. This whole time, Yaru was having a one-on-one conversation. He's not like talking audibly enough for it to reach back to the wagon.
Oh, okay.
So he had like he just had this little hand of gold out, and as you came to like shake his hand, he didn't like do the whole "oh, you missed me," but he definitely like actively retracted his hand, puts the gold away, and immediately like just stands back at attention and just says, "I think we're done here." He's not like angry or mad, but he.
But to be clear, Yaru was just offering the coin that he had offered originally.
Yeah, he knows that.
Okay. Yaru flicks the coin up and grabs it and in the air. He's like, "All right, appreciate it," and then he saunters back to the group.
You hear roll a perception check for me real quick, Yaru. That's good enough. You just hear him kind of "good luck" under his breath as you turn around.
All right, I get back to the group and I say, "Well, we have a couple of options for lodging. There's tavern."
Here, I didn't RP it, but I'll just tell you the rest of it since you did actively ask, and I just kind of blew it. There's taverns everywhere. There is one place of lodging called the Feathered Goose, which we're just gonna retcon and say the guard told you this, and I just suck at role playing.
I thought they were all just named tavern. I was going to do this whole thing about there's tavern, and over here we have tavern.
There's like probably 6 to 8 taverns, and then there's just, you don't know anything about it yet, but there's this one tavern that seems to be different. There's a made-to-order magic shop, meaning that they don't actually have stock. They make, order whatever is requested. And other than that, it's just people trying to, it's like a housing.
Okay.
There's not like a whole lot of anything other than necessity in this area.
So Yaru gets back to the group and he says, my friend over here, gave me some great information. He reliably informed me that the best tavern to procure lodgings is the Black Sheep Tavern. So I suggest we all mosey on over there.
The tavern is just a tavern. There's only rooms at the
Feathered Goose.
Feathered Goose.
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, Torvar hears tavern and starts moseying.
All right, well, okay, fine. Let's just say that there's only one. Yaru just says there's one place we're going to procure lodging, and it's over here, the Feathered Goose. And then he also suggests that we check out the Black Sheep Tavern because it sounded a place of interest.
Torvar's already on the way.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading something. To Black Sheep or just one of the taverns?
Black Sheep, right? That was a tavern that Yaru mentioned, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yaru's going to also want to go. Yaru considers his lodging duties to be completed since he identified the place, so he's also going to go to Black Sheep Tavern.
Split the party.
Rock's not here to tell us not to.
Well,
I mean,
was
Owen
about
thinks
to
that's a pretty
say-
good idea too. He's kind of ready for a drink.
I was about to say Stark's gonna go make sure we actually have a place to stay.
I know.
And it's not just like, you know,
I knew it could count on Stark to take that.
something that
Take that
we
responsibility.
assume we have.
Torvar will
Okay, so
sleep
Yaru,
under a tree if he
Torvar,
needs to.
Orin are going to the tavern.
Hell yeah.
Stark is going to Feathered Goose. We'll say Roki is going to Feathered Goose.
What's
Jeff?
Jeff doing?
What
Going
does-
with your pinky, buddy?
What does Jeff
I'm
do?
gonna follow Torvar.
Hell yeah. That's a smart move.
So we'll say I would like Stark to make an investigation for trying to find your way around the city, maybe? Is that if you have something else that thinks would be applicable? Arcana, athletics, history. Yeah, just roll an investigation check for me to see if you can find how easily you find, because you got the horse and the carts too, so you can't take any like
Who's rolling?
Stark.
Roger.
Yaru's got good enough directions, and this place is laid out in a way that you guys won't have any problems finding the Black Sheep
Gotcha.
Tavern.
Run sheet. There we go.
18. Okay, yeah, you guys. I mean, the townspeople are a little less stoic than the guards, and you know, at one point you kind of had to be like, "Hey, we're looking for the Feathered Goose," and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's like literally another 30 seconds that way."
Okay.
So we'll do this. We'll just stick with Stark Roki for now, and then we'll shift over. So Feathered Goose again. This does have a name, but it's literally just like it's like someone carved. When I say carved, they took like a dagger and did Feathered Goose. Not a sign, not anything special.
Okay.
But you were there.
I have a question.
There.
Oh, sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, please. It's a stupid question. I'll wait till you're done.
Okay, that's fine. Especially when I'm doing like new cities and stuff. If you guys have any questions, just interrupt me because I know that I'd rather make more sense to you guys. But you guys in the cart, there's like a hitching post out front that you can tie up the horses. You won't have to worry about them. You can see some candlelight burning inside. So as you and Roki both push open the door, you can see it's basically like a front desk, and on either side, it's the bottom area is like a I don't know if this is the right term, like a hot. No, what did you say? Brothel, a hostel. That's like where poor college kids sleep all the time, right? Just looks like a communal place for people to sleep.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's where the
so
go
there's
for
like a
cheap travel.
downstairs hostel that has, there's sleeping bags, there's some makeshift mattresses that is like, it's not packed, but there's definitely a lot of people that are using the space, and there are stairs leading up. Behind the front counter, you see an elderly man sound asleep, and you see this little bell in front that just says "ring to wake me up."
Okay. All right, I'll walk up and
He's like
hit the bell.
85. Okay.
Yeah, I'll walk up and hit the bell.
No response.
He's alive, right? Like here.
Oh yeah, he's snoring. Oh yeah, you know he's definitely alive.
All right, I will hit the bell again. I'll have Roki just slap the absolute shit out of this bell.
All right, so it's less of a slap and more of like a forceful push with one of Roki's wings that kind of topples this very elderly man out of his chair, and you just hear him on the way down as he hits the ground, and ever so slowly, kind of one hand on top of the desk, pulls himself up, and it doesn't even seem like he's just like, how long have you been waiting? And is kind of like, wiping the sleep out of his eyes, and he's apologizing to you when he realizes he had customers.
Oh, don't worry about it. We've just walked in. Are you okay? Hopefully that didn't hurt you.
He kind of looks around, kicks his chair a little bit, and goes, one of the legs must have busted.
Why you didn't shock him, JD? I'll never know. The prime opportunity to shock him.
That would have literally killed this old man.
That was the next thing I was thinking about doing, was just like a little spark to like his hand or something. But I had Roki there, so yeah. So I'll just say, you know, my friends and I have just entered into town and heard that this is the best place for weary travelers to rest, and we're wondering if you had some space for us.
So he hears you say this, and then instead chooses to just stick out his hand and introduce himself. He says, Hector Hogglesworth. And I wasn't on the screen. You know, his hand's shaking pretty bad.
Oh yeah,
he's got like the liver spots on the back.
Yeah. And I'll grab his hand in return and shake it, and I'll say, "I'm nice to meet you, Hector. I'm Stark. And this is my this is one of my companions, Roki."
Does Stark have a last name?
I did never give him a last name.
It's so D&D for people to just have one name.
I was about to say, it's very Madonna, all of us. Well, I think the only person who has a last name is Jeff.
Lucas had a last name.
I don't know if the wizard counts.
Thank you.
It was partly because Stark was kind of like an orphan in his like kingdom he grew up in, and he was just picked up and became like a blacksmith and then a squire, and just never really had like actual parents that he's aware of, so he just didn't have a last name.
What's Yar's last name?
Yar doesn't have one. What was Lucas's last name? Shadow.
Lucas's last name was Shadowfall.
Shadowfall, that's right. It just never occurred to me to create a last name for either. I haven't had a character with a last name so far. Torvar doesn't have a last name either. I didn't create one.
All right, so you guys shake hands a little bit, and it's kind of like his eyes glaze over for a second, and then he like looks back up at you. And, have you been waiting long?
Oh man.
God. Say no, not at all. Just hoping we can get some lodging here. Do you have any available?
Sure. How many?
There's 6 of us now, right? Because we have what's his fuck with us?
Roki, Stark.
Wow, what
Jeff,
an insult.
Torvar, Yaru, Oren. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that guy's name. Yeah, there will be 6 of us. We also have some horses and a wagon if you have a stable or a barn that we could have them stay in.
Around the horses will be fine around back. And he kind of like, you know how toddlers like furniture to walk? He kind of unsteadily like comes to the edge of the desk.
I'm
to, like,
intimately familiar.
And like basically he's looking at the hostel and he's like, kind of looks back. Can pay, right?
I'll point to the stairs and I'll say, you know, we can pay if you've got rooms up there. We don't need to necessarily stay down here.
Okay. And he kind of like holds up a shaky hand 1 minute and then kind of like slowly goes to the stairs.
Is he gonna walk up the stairs? Oh my god.
No.
Hands and legs.
What have you done?
Arm left. It's like a minute and a half before you see him disappear up the stairs. And it's like another 4 or 5 before you see him come down backwards down the stairs. Like,
Can I just like
back down.
I mean,
I want to give this old man something to help him. Holy
He
shit.
comes back down after an agonizing couple minutes. You see him furniture walk back over to his chair that's got like a nice heavy cushion on it. And he's like out of breath. You see him just plop back down and go, how many of... There were 9 of you, right?
6 of us.
6. And it says that there are 3 rooms. It's two people a room, but there are 3 rooms available.
I'll say, perfect. How much will that cost?
Oh, for you young... Who's with you? It's Roki?
It's me and Roki, yeah.
Okay. Oh, for you young whippersnappers, let's 5 silver. So it'll be 15
30.
silver or a gold and a half
Oh, yeah,
total.
'cause it's per room. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll hand that over to him then.
Okay. And I mean, he's not real organized. He just kind of has this little like pile of coins that he pushes them into, and then just kind of leaves it at that. His eyes are starting to droop a little, but he looks back up and he says, "Is there anything else I can do for you?"
I'll just say, do we need any keys or any way to access the rooms? Or do they have numbers on them for which ones are ours?
Oh, and then he's got a big old key ring, and he pulls off 3, and they're all like, one is like 6 inches long. There's another that's like, I mean, we're talking like almost a foot long key that's huge. He pulls off both of them and like starts to hand them to you, and then go, "Oh no," and then shuffles through after another minute or two, pulls off 3 very similar looking keys and says, "Last 3 on the right."
I'll grab them and say, thank you. I'll bring the horses out back then as well.
Okay.
I just have this mental image.
He asks, how long will you be staying?
Turn to Roki, because I don't actually know. So
You're gonna have a conversation.
I'm gonna ask you.
You're gonna have a
to meet
conversation
Roki
with
real
yourself.
quick.
Yeah, Roki, to be fair,
does he
Roki
know
wouldn't
how-
be either.
Okay.
Your commands are to just make sure that Orin gets an audience with the leader here. So it wouldn't hurt to say indefinitely if you want.
Okay, I'll say we'll probably be here for a while. We've got some business in town, and we're not sure exactly how long that will take.
And he says, okay, no problem. Just, I'm running a business here, so don't you try to steal from me. And then like
I
falls
look at
into like a
him.
coughing fit when he tried to laugh.
I'll look at him and say, I would never dream of doing such a thing to a nice elderly man such as yourself.
Deception. I'm just kidding.
Hey, if Roki had said that, that would have 100% been deception. Not
Decided
Roki.
Torvar.
I'm sorry, Yaru.
I've decided Torvar can have a last name, and it's Ravrot.
Nice, I like it.
I was about to ask if it was going to be just Torvar backwards.
Yes.
That was going to be my suggestion.
Yes.
Was you should just make it his last name, his first name backwards.
I didn't even realize it was
Yeah.
his first name backwards when you initially said it.
It's because I already.
Yeah, I was just
thought
like, that's
about
got a
it.
nice ring to it. Like,
Yeah.
I already thought about it.
That's
That's why I
nice.
knew what it was.
All right, you've got your keys. The old man is snoring quite loudly once again.
All right. I'll head outside, grab the horses and the wagon, bring them around back. Do we have supplies in the wagon? What did we, or was that just kind of how we were?
So, basically, we're not being too picky about that. You guys had rations for the travel here. They've essentially ran out. So you guys basically have all of your equipment is what you have on the wagon.
We
And like a
extorted
tent or something.
we extorted Vinny for the wagon is what happened, JD.
He asked nicely.
In big letter, I should say on the side of this wagon, it does say Vinny's
Property of
wagon.
Vinny.
Does it really just say his wagon?
It does.
Like Frank's shirt, from Billy
Right. Well,
Madison.
any I guess any possessions that are in the wagon, I'll bring them inside.
Yeah, you're good.
before
Eddie's
the-
wagon.
Before we just
Yeah, there's a
leave the
stable,
wagon
so your
unattended.
horses are good.
It'd be so funny if, like, canonically we came back to the wagon and it just got graffitied by all the local Utes.
I was gonna say I'd laugh if it was just gone. And we didn't tell Vinny his fucking wagon got
Oh
stolen.
my God! Can you imagine if
That
he
would
lost
be
his wagon?
Hysterical.
Vinny,
All
bro.
right,
Vinny,
so
listen.
now
He
we'll.
would
Good news.
not believe
Good
us.
news. Bad news. Good news. We negotiated the treaty. Bad news. The wagon was stolen.
Wagon's gone. It's gone. It's out of here.
All right,
Right,
so at
yeah.
the same time
So
that all this
after that-
happened. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you got more you'd like to do
I was
here.
gonna say
Ron.
after that we can probably head towards the tavern.
Okay, all in all, that was probably like a solid 30, 45 minutes to get to the Feathered Goose.
Oh, I
It'll
thought you were
probably
saying
be
to
like
get the guy
another.
up the stairs.
I have a question. It's a stupid question. But what goose isn't feathered?
It's the name of the tavern, man. Nobody said he was creative.
What was
But
that?
Goose isn't feathered.
Oh, yeah.
The one that asked the damn question.
Walked right into that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I threw myself into that one. Wasn't even expecting it.
Coffee posted
Alright.
a perfect gift.
The
for
group passes. So Jeff,
The old man.
Torvar, and Yaru, you guys pass multiple
That's a
taverns.
turkey, Coffee. That's a turkey.
that. I'm talking about the one before that, but
Okay.
for the old man walking up the stairs.
The group passes multiple taverns on their way to the Black Sheep Tavern. So, anybody proficient? Actually, just the three of you roll perception for me.
I am proficient.
Roger.
We'll get some vibes for the town.
Give me those vibes, those high octane vibes. Ooh,
Another butterfly.
another butterfly. Listen, yours really connected to nature.
Torvar's been doing some
Torvar's
good perception.
got his head on a swivel.
Yeah, I think you mean
Jeff,
Mr.
are you gonna roll?
Ravrot.
I am ready.
Well,
Would you like to roll for
whenever you'd
perception?
like.
Yes.
By the way, following the same naming convention, Yaru's last name would be Uray.
Oh, that's 100%. Okay, that's canon. We're putting that in.
Yuray. Yaru Yuray.
Yeah, I've just updated the character
17,
sheet.
okay.
That's 100%.
And then
So
Stark
it's
would
not
be
like
Krast.
Kratz. Kratz.
Kratz.
the townsfolk aren't like
Jeff would
standoffish or
be
anything, but none of them
Fidge.
Sorry, Doc. Sorry.
Sorry.
anymore. Anymore. Come on,
I'm
no,
done.
please, please,
I'm
please.
done. I'm sorry. Go
Let's
ahead,
just name
please.
things for another 2 hours.
Go ahead.
So the three of you make your way to the Black Sheep Tavern. You the townsfolk aren't standoffish necessarily, but it's not like, it's definitely not the Midwest. There's nobody tipping their hat. There's nobody doing the whole, the half smile thing at you guys. Torvar and Jeff, you guys kind of hear it before you see it, which is a shame because you don't know music near as well as Yaru does. But
That butterfly was
the
beautiful, man.
closer you guys find your way to the Black Sheep Tavern by the very loud and terrible music coming from within. The Black Sheep Tavern does have, it looks like a kindergartner did it, but there is a sign, but it's like a circle with two rectangles and then like another small circle at the head. Like it's a very rudimentary sign that is just like, there's no text, it's just black and it vaguely looks like a sheep. And you guys can surmise that this is the Black Sheep Tavern.
Well, we made it.
So, upon entering, because I assume that's what you guys are going to do, the music, and at this point, Yaru, you obviously would hear this too, but like, even on your worst days,
Banjo music stops.
like it's no, the music keeps playing. I kind
Okay.
of wish it would stop,
Yeah.
but like everything is out of tune. It's like people are playing two different songs at the same time. You're just like you could be drunk and have
Yaru's
your
like-
whole left hand behind your back.
Yaru's like really conflicted because he doesn't know if it's just bad or if it's bad enough that there's some sort of beauty to it. He's gonna ponder this question for most of the night, trying to figure out.
And the centerpiece is it's a goblin right in front that he's doing his best to try to juggle, and he gets every single time he gets two up in the air, and like he doesn't even get a full rotation before he drops one, and just bless his heart, he keeps trying.
Yeah, Yaru's very conflicted on what he feels like, if he like hates it or if it's like, has a beauty to it. He's like, now he has this like, it's like he's in this musical conundrum, and he's just like, he's essentially just gonna get a drink and just like sit and just contemplate this question.
I rolled for it. Whether or not
sorry,
I
what was
thought
it?
that whether or not Torvar thinks the music is awesome or not.
And
That's fair if you don't know what good music's supposed to sound like. So
Yeah, baby. Here we go.
Duke, I crit failed twice as Torvar last week.
Yeah, see, carrying
in
the
the same
tradition.
turn.
Well, just so you know, Torvar thinks this music is awesome.
Okay, let's go.
That's perfect.
Torvar's just rocking out.
So there, let me here. I'll describe the rest of the tavern. So there's like, you walk in. To the left is the main seating area, and then there's a small round raised stage that it's 4 people all playing instruments, and then the juggler in front. Most people seem to already be passed out drunk. There you see just one person. They have their drink in front of them and just their hands clasped over their ears, just sitting there. He looks miserable, but he's just kind of sitting there staring at his drink. But as you guys
Torvar's-
make your way to
Torvar's
the
bopping.
bar,
with the beat.
Bop. It's a bop.
Is he actually on beat though?
No,
Does
not at all.
Does Torvar actually have rhythm?
well, that's the thing is there's like 6 different beats going on.
Yes.
The drum guy he's got this like fast paced, and then you've got like a cello guy in the back who is playing real
Is
slow.
that cello? What's the cello doing?
Hell yeah.
It's a very rudimentary. Like,
Yeah, Yara's just all kinds
Hopefully
of
there's
like,
also a fiddle.
yeah. There could be a fiddle.
This is 100% one of those
It's
things
great.
like when you go, this is like a Banksy thing, right? When you go to like see art and it's like, this is art, but all the art critics are like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's what Torvar's doing right now.
Well, no, that's what Yara's doing. He's trying to figure out if this is bad enough that it's actually art. Like that's where Yaru's at right now. He's trying to figure that out.
It's like that one
Makes me
guy
think.
that literally painted one red dot on a canvas and then hung it up on some art gallery, and all these fucking New York hipsters were like, "Oh, it's so moving."
Yes,
Like,
that's 100% what
The,
Yaru's trying
or
to
the
figure out
banana
right
peel.
now.
the banana peel. That was a.
No, it was a full banana. It was
Did
a
you-
full
oh,
banana.
yeah.
Somebody just stuck to a wall, and then somebody wound up eating
So
it.
did you guys see the Banksy piece where it's like it's just a drawing and then it like started getting shredded?
Got shredded. As
That
soon as someone
recently
won-
sold again
after
for
it was,
like
after it, yeah, it was at auction. Yeah,
it sold again recently, like a month or 2 ago, for twice what it sold originally.
Not surprised.
there's too much money out there, y'all.
I hate it. Anyway, as you guys make your way towards the bar, you see he's pretty similarly built. Like he's a built half orc, a very similar
Is he also Bob?
stature to Torvar. He's not head bobbing. He actually has like you can see little pieces of cotton wisps from his ears.
A man of
Um,
culture.
But he's not. So Torvar, I believe Torvar is more of like a green hue, and this half orc he's a little more like grayish.
Why is everybody ancient?
But he's just got like a little dish towel that he's wiping down the counter. There's a little bit of vomit, a little bit of alcohol he's wiping down. And he, as you 3 step up, assuming that's what you want to do, he says, "What do you want?"
What do you got?
Ale.
We'll have that. 3, please.
And he kind of comes to the back, and he goes to the back for a second, and he comes back, and he's got 3. It's 3 mugs of ale to be fair, but they're all in different shaped mugs. There's one that's like it's basic. It's almost a bowl. Like it's very wide but very shallow that you like almost need 2 hands to like hold. There's one that's shaped like a boot with like the little handle on the end. And then the other one is like I don't know what to call it, but it's got like a narrow top, and then it like gets wide and then narrow again at the bottom, kind of like a barrel maybe with a little
Or,
handle.
no, like
And
a-
all 3 are very oddly shaped.
Oh, like a
tulip glass.
no, like there was a name for it. It's a Greek word. Anyway, I don't remember. Anyway, Yaru takes the bowl and hands it to Torvar. He takes the boot and hands it to Jeff, and he takes the weirdly shaped
barrel
one.
one?
Yeah, for himself.
Would you hear me?
And
I handed you the boot.
Okay.
5 he comes back out and says that'll be 5 copper, which you guys would know that's even for ale, like that's pretty cheap.
I only have gold.
Yeah, so we're gonna do the magic
Yeah,
like
money changer.
transference thing.
Magic
So,
coin purse.
1 gold is 10 silver, which is 100 copper. So if you wanted to
Oh,
like
wait, hold
transfer 1 gold to do all that,
Sorry,
So you got all that?
one gold is how much silver?
10 silver.
Okay, and then how much silver is a copper?
Wait, did I do that right? Yes.
Can I
So,
give him 1 silver? Wait, how much drink would 1 silver buy?
You'd get like another 2 glasses, two mugs. We'll go with.
Wait, so can I buy 2 rounds with 1 silver for everybody?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Okay, so
I'm winging it, so it's not that huge.
I give him a silver and say this is for this round and the next.
Okay. He takes the silver, puts it in his apron, walks back to the back, comes out with what else can mugs look like? I'm looking around my room and I'm not seeing a whole lot. So these 3 are going to be normal.
We
shape
need to
mugs. I'm
like
sorry,
get
guys.
more inspirational stuff in Doc's immediate vicinity.
He comes back out with 3. They're just normal mugs, and he says,
Amphora.
"No, don't
That's
be
the word I was
disappointed.
looking for.
It's tavern policy that we only give out 3 special mugs per customer, or 1 per customer," is what he says.
It's a fair policy. I'm with it. Amphora. That's the word I was looking for before. Amphora.
I should say I've been doing a terrible job. He is trying to be very jovial and like happy about. It's like me trying to role play. Like he stumbles over his words, and he's trying not to seem needy or too like over the top.
Doc,
That's
why?
like what's happening.
Why you gotta flame yourself like that, man?
That's just Doc in 50
The cell
years
phone.
when he's old.
Damn. Yaru immediately, despite his preoccupation with the music, Yaru picks up on this, and he's gonna try to like engage the bartender in some like meaningful conversation and see what he can figure out.
So after he brings back the second round essentially, he says, leans in and says, "What do you think of the place? I haven't seen you around here before."
I mean,
If that's okay with me asking. I mean, I hope I'm not.
Oh no, not at all. I enjoy a good conversation with good company. Yeah, it's got a vibe. I'm trying to figure it out what kind of vibe it has. But I enjoy unique places, and this is definitely one of them.
So he kind of like he recoils a little bit and goes, "Is that a good vibe or a bad vibe?"
No,
He's,
I
like,
mean
wringing
it's
his hands a little bit.
It's nothing negative. Nothing negative. Just different, unique.
You see him like let out the air that he was holding in. Yeah, he says. He says, "I'm sorry about the band. There's not a whole lot of musically gifted individuals here in Gold."
Torvar should object strongly to that statement.
Can I hear it?
You're sitting
you
next
guys
to me.
all 3 are basically. He brought out the second round. You guys are all 3 on like the bar right in front of him, as long as that's what you want to do.
Toror's not going to object like out loud, but he is going to look at the guy
Askance.
like, "The fuck are you? This shit is amazing."
Oh,
That's the look on his
okay.
face. He's not going to say it.
you like the band. He sees this, and now he's looking over at Torvar.
Hell yeah.
And now he like looks honestly confused. He shakes his head for a second and just says, "The reviews have not been great so far. So thank you. I'll make sure to pass on your glowing review to them."
Yaru
Please
looks.
do.
Clunk,
Where's
clunk,
the-
clunk.
where's-
You hear
where's-
the goblin drop all 3 of his juggling balls.
Yaru
Where's
look-
the merch table?
Yaru looks over at Torvar, like kind of like, is Torvar a music critic? Because again, Yaru is in this position where he's like he's beginning to like he thinks it's bad enough to be like art, like true art. So he looks over at Torvar like, "Oh, does he know something I don't?" Like
That's amazing.
Smart by default.
Strawberries taste like strawberries.
So Yara turns by, yeah, I mean, this, not everything is as it seems. This place definitely has something going for it. Can't quite put my finger on it.
You hear the one dude that had his hands clasped over his ears. He just yells. He goes, "Hi!" And the half orc immediately like darts to him to pick up his special mug that is shaped like it's like made out of wood, but it's an L. So it's down and then it makes a perpendicular turn. And that's what
It's
his
an early boot prototype.
Torvar wants a tea.
I wish.
Question.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, where's Oren in all this?
Oh yeah.
Because he wasn't with us, and apparently he's not with them.
Oh, that's right. So
Forgot about
Moses
Oren.
saying that
With them.
Oren, he
Okay.
was included with these rounds. He got his drink, but he did really want to. He wasn't here to talk or have conversation. So he is also he's in like the farthest corner away from the performers that he can get, and he is just nursing his drink in the corner. He now has like his hood pulled up, and you can kind of see him like trying to close off his ears a little bit, because this is like loud. Like you guys can still think and talk, but you have to like raise your voice, and it's. I mean, Torvar, I guess, likes it, but to most people, this sounds terrible.
Yeah, no, Torvar's into it
Okay.
for sure.
So does he look like Strider now from Fellowship of the Rings, just in the corner with his hood pulled up?
Okay. I guess it's important to note at this point. So you guys, it was kind of impressive with the speed, because he kind of did like a one. You know, when someone tries to like jump over something that's right at their hip, and they use one hand to vault themselves over. Surprising athleticism from this supposed barkeep that jumps over to go grab the L-shaped cup, and as you guys turn back towards to watch him do his thing, your good friend Jeff is no longer right next to you, Torvar.
I don't know that Torvar would notice he's into the band.
That's fair. Yar, so you guys watched him. Go ahead. Well, let's go. Well, to be fair, let's do a perception check, sleight of hand check for you, Mr. Well, what are the? Yeah, let's get your perception check. No. Sorry, perception. I was getting confused. 12. 7.
Torvar
Okay.
is focused on the band.
Well, there's only one way to do this, so we need a sleight of hand check for. Is there a somatic component to invisibility? Nope, not for you. Sorry.
for Jeff.
Let's find out.
For Jeff. Mr.
Hey,
Fedge.
to be fair, I don't know what he's doing, and I was trying to keep the secret, but I don't know a way of having you roll what I want you to roll without.
Is there a somatic component to that? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. What are the components of invisibility?
Yeah, it's verbal, somatic, and material.
Oh, go ahead and just roll stealth then, since there's verbal.
Because it requires a touch, so that's why it's.
You'll have to roll really well to whisper and cast a spell right next to these two without.
Well, wait a minute, though.
Well, the
There's
band
loud
would drop.
music going on. you
That's
know?
fair. That's fair. That's fair. That will definitely play into it. And this isn't just so everyone's aware here. This isn't necessarily a 1-to-1 check where if he rolls less than a 12.
So, stealth. We're gonna roll stealth.
Yeah, just roll stealth since there's like multiple aspects of the spell. It's not just like hand movements. That's enough. I mean, yeah, because it's not like you weren't concentrating on Jeff by any means. So you guys, it was just that quick head turn when you watched him vault over the counter that kind of impressed you for a second, and then you came back to middle, kind of look at each other like, wow, that was actually not bad. And Jeff is no longer in his seat.
Do I notice he's not in his seat?
Oh yeah. You definitely know that you saw him on the stool.
Can
Turned your
I
head for like half a second, came back, and he was.
Can I see if I can detect where he is? Can I try to perceive him?
Why would you? But that's kind of metagaming, right? Like all of a sudden.
Well,
you're trying
the
to-
thing is that you're invisible, so it doesn't matter what you roll on your perception check. You
No,
won't
I
be able
mean,
to perceive him.
I don't think it's metagaming because you're my companion and now you're gone. I would check the room for you.
That's fair, but you're invisible, so I'm going to say that. I mean, like even in that 20, you won't perceive him.
That's fine.
I don't know what you're wanting to do. If it's a super, just roll another stealth check for me. Are you? I don't know how to do this without. Give me 1 second. I know this isn't fun for you guys. Pete, look at your Discord.
I mean, if even a nat 20 is not going to do it, then you can just it's just flavor that I check the room for him.
Well, this will be, you might be able to make it depending. Go ahead and just roll that perception check because I have a feeling it's going to play while I do this.
Thought I clicked it.
Yeah. So I need a stealth check from you, Peter. Because you are invisible, but that doesn't mean you don't make noise, that you don't interact with the environment around you. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you definitely don't see him, and you kind of tried to strain your ears through this music, and
I take note that Jeff is somehow gone, and I'm just gonna keep a passive eye out for him. But I'm gonna turn back to the bartender.
Okay. Who at this? Well, no, he's not even. He doesn't really care that your buddy left. He says, so he kind of comes back and wipes off his hands for a second. It says, "Sorry about that. What were we talking about?"
I think you were telling us how you came to be in this place.
That is a long story. But he kind of looks around and says, "I've got all night."
I do too.
And he says, "Well, I'm sure I didn't catch your name." And he looks over at the half-orc Torvar and introduces himself as, I forgot his name. No, there it is. He introduces himself as Vlad, VLAD. I'm Vlad.
Vlad Dalv?
Dlav.
Thank you.
No. Yeah, Dalv.
Dalv. Oh, I was right the first time. Sweet.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Vlad. I am Torvar Ravrot.
Says, I'm sure you would know, but half-orcs aren't always seen in the best light around city folk. And I kind of had a rough go of it over in... Have you guys been to Belton before?
Heard of it?
He says, yeah, I tried my luck at street performing in Belton, but
what do you perform?
Nobody appreciates a half-orc that can do a double back handspring. I don't know gymnastic terms.
That's fine.
He's like a tumbler.
Yeah.
And says,
Doc, the Olympics were just this past summer. What's going on here?
If you think I watched any of that, you were wrong.
I'm disappointed. I wanted Doc to make this guy one of the ribbon twirlers.
Ribbon twirler. Well, see, I tried
you...
that too, but that played even worse than the tumbling. It says, well, I needed to do something, and clearly my future. I wasn't meant to be in Belton. And I thought, Vlad, where will they appreciate you? And this is, so he's older than Torvar. He's like mid-40s. I thought, maybe it's not so much appreciate me as make a fresh start. And he thought, what better way than when he kind of gives a little brief history of Gold, and basically this is like an outpost, an encampment, kind of standing guard with the mountain that has just now recently kind of grown in size. It used to just be people were literally fighting for their life to stay alive. And he kind of was like a soldier here for a little while before he was finally able to. He scraped up enough cash to open this tavern. He said, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Gold is lacking in the lacks flair,
pizzazz.
Yes, pizzazz. See, you get it. And I thought that the best way. I found my niche. I think my niche here is to bring some pizzazz, as you said, to Gold. And he kind of looks around the room now, and there's literally 3 other people here. The one dude plugging his ears, and 2 dudes that are passed out drunk. He says, I may have been a little optimistic that the people here would appreciate what I'm offering. It's been slow going.
Yeah, well, I mean, not all art can be truly appreciated. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I look over at Torvar when I say that.
Or the ear.
Yep. But good for you to strike out and do your own thing. I am a supporter of independence, independent thought, independent action. So I'm with it.
You kind of like a girlfriend that needs reassured. He goes, really, you guys like the band? Like, really, you don't lie to me. Really, you guys like the band?
It has a certain.
Ah! You hear the goblin. He was trying to go for one and like fell off the stage.
It has something that you can't find anywhere else. It's the only thing I could think to say.
He kind of like cocks his head, like he takes it as a compliment, but he would for a second he's like, I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
But honestly,
yeah.
but honestly, Yar didn't mean it as an insult because he's honestly not sure. He cannot decide
yeah.
if this is bad or art. Like, he's just really conflicted.
And it's at this point you hear a slam coming from the corner where Orit's at. He goes, I can't do it. I can't take it anymore. And you see him like barrel off, streak out the door. You surmise he couldn't take the music anymore.
Right.
Vlad kind of looks embarrassed now. I don't think your friend liked the music as well as you guys do.
Don't mind him. He doesn't like anything. He doesn't even like sunlight. I don't know how much, I don't know how much role playing there is to be done.
Yeah, we're gonna say like at this point, basically Stark and Roki, you guys found the Black Sheep Tavern, got here right when Orin was streaking out. You just hear him, I can't take it, I'll be at the tavern. And you see him like look left, look right, and then just go storming off down the road. That's what Stark and Roki see. The rest of you guys are still inside. Or is Jeff? Who knows where Jeff's?
Who knows? So my intention in talking to this bartender going for the rest of the night, and I don't know if we need to roleplay this or not, but my intention is to try to gain as much information as I can about the surrounding area, who's in charge, all of that. Just, and not in like an aggressive, not in an aggressive
No, yeah,
way.
let's just do like a persuasion check, and we'll like fast forward through. We won't role play it, and I'll just give you some, depending on your role, a lot of information.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what? I mean, I guess if you don't want to take notes, it's fine. But hopefully you guys.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna give you. I just might as well just share my Word document.
Yeah. Bro, I am dripping with charisma.
We'll start off with kind of a little history of Gold. They were this very small, like, military outpost, essentially, that was just in charge of making sure that beasties from the mountain or whatever came from beyond didn't come to this side, essentially. And then, people started moving here, families with the soldiers, and it kind of grew, and it's especially under new leadership, his name is Brill Nakan, Brillnakan. He's this new leader that is, I mean, he's been here like a year and a half now, but has really, really seen Gold grow with his leadership. The previous leader died saving there was like a
attack.
The pack of wolves came in, and he basically sacrificed himself to save many others, and he did.
They built a statue.
There is no statue because everything here has a function. But so Brill, Brill is the leader, and he has grown Gold a lot. And there's, I mean, with a 28, I'm going to even give you kind of the undercurrents of what's happening. So basically, Gold a lot of the people feel they are self-sufficient enough now at this point that they don't need, because there are caravans. Belton was basically the supply line feeding all the resources, all the money, all the food to Gold, and still do. But now Golta starts to have some farms. They've got their own like stone mill. They've got access to wells and water. So they're doing pretty good on their own. But Belton, Vinny is attempting to keep a pretty tight leash, a tight fist control on Golt to make sure, because Golt is a very military-driven society still, and they are very. Vinny would rely on them if there was a very large incursion from like another nation or another group of people or any like beasties, that sort of thing. So they're the muscle that now don't think that they need their sugar daddy anymore, essentially.
Vinny,
There have been
daddy.
suspicious like field burnings. There have been there are murders in any town, but just kind of like weird stuff that happens that people are blaming on Belton. They don't know if it was, they blame it on Belton, saying, "Oh, they're burning our fields, so they aren't self-sufficient," that sort of thing. Brill's official stance is that they are allies with Belton and that their allies wouldn't do that to them. You would know Brill's second in command is a much older gentleman by the name of Ham, Ham, who is
Good old Ham.
a very not established, well-known fighter. He's seen his fair share of fights. He's kind of he's the second in command and does a lot of the day-to-day, like forays into the mountain, forays for hunting, that sort of thing. He's in charge of ensuring all of that. Let's see here. What else might you get? I think I already told you, but Golt is a very, their society is very eye to eye, or like an eye for an eye thing. You kill someone, you're probably going to, if you get found guilty, get killed yourself. The most recent big event in Golt was there was a recent attempted coup to overthrow Brill. Nobody is 100% sure why. A lot of mutterings say Belton, Vinny, because Brill is Golt is very passive aggressive. They can't. Belton is huge. They don't know if they necessarily can fight off Belton. But there was a attempted coup that failed. But so people are kind of a little on edge about that.
Is there any way Sorry, go ahead.
There have been other envoys, ambassadors, kind of like Orin, that have been sent to Golt that have all been, sent back. Essentially, they just say, thank you, but we don't need you here. We're fine without it. And it's just been the ambassador, and they kind of get kicked to the curb a little bit and told to just head back to Belton.
So Yar's deeply interested in this coup because his read of Vinny is he's not at that point where he would try that yet. So is there any other information about the coup that he can maybe glean? Maybe anybody who maybe can give... Can the bartender point us to anyone else who would have more information?
He kind of scratches his head and says, well, all of the I don't know a couist, all of the operatives killed themselves
conspirators
before being captured. Conspirators, yes. They killed themselves before being captured.
That's unfortunate.
So the trail is kind of gone cold. I suppose if anybody would know, though, it would be Brill. And that's he doesn't really have, he is just a bartender, so he doesn't have much more information. Golt doesn't necessarily require this of their people, but there's twice a day, I'm going to link it here, there's like that didn't actually send the link. There's like a service, a 1 hour service where there's like a very large tent that people will gather and have a service for, I believe his name is Helm. Oh, you can click it. Let's go.
Is this a deity?
Yeah, it's a deity. He's called the Watcher. He's the god of guardians, protection, protectors. He's impartial. He's just like the Iron Defender type of thing. You guys can read it if you want. It's not. Maybe it'll play a role. I don't know. But
is anybody in our party religious? Guards and Paladins. Is Stark religious?
I don't believe anybody is, unless they don't have it down.
Okay.
I told you about the eye for an eye.
So okay, so I'm reading this, and I skim read like basically everything, and what I just read. So the actual sentence is, in which Helm's lover a lesser deity, and what my mind saw was, in which Helm's lesser lover. I'm like, wait a second.
So in other words, Helm's side bitch.
What's a lesser lover? That was the first thing that came to me.
It's the side chick.
And then I focused in, like, oh, okay, that was in the next sentence. Words get thrown together.
Last thing I will tell you, since you rolled a 28.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you guys are like still another's week fast travel on like horseback, not on wagon, but horseback from the divide, the mountain that is running like north to south. But the Gold has been seeing more and more activity at like the base of the mountain. Nobody really knows what is causing it necessarily, but there's just like a lot more activity, that something seems to be pushing things off of the mountain. Wolves, there bears, there's all sorts. I don't know my mountain terrain beasties, but mountain terrain beasties are being pushed up from the mountain with a 28. I'll tell you that too. And that is all the lore dump I can give you with a 28.
I need to force you to do more persuasion and intimidation checks, because
it's up to you.
Okay.
So, we'll say that. You guys converse. It was probably.
We have a really when you go out to a bar and you meet and you hang out with somebody who's a friend of your friend, and you talk for like 2.5 hours. And then you never speak to that person again. That's that. I know exactly what has just occurred.
You aren't coming back?
No, I'll come back, but like that's the vibe. Like, you talk for like 2 hours with a person you're probably never going to see again. Okay, cool. I got all that information. Yar files that away and then proceeds to enjoy the rest of the evening.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? Just listening entranced?
Something like that.
Wait, is Jeff even
after
at the bar?
The goblin, the rest of the band keeps playing, but the goblin, after a while, just like he drops all three once again off the stage and looks down at them and then just like picks them up and leaves.
As Yaru
Homer's a little less into it once the goblin leaves, because the melody that he was appreciating is not there anymore.
As
melody, he wasn't playing an instrument; they were just the thuds from the balls hitting the ground.
Still, it was all part of the.
As Yaru gets progressively more drunk, he basically decides that this is actually art. And
I'll be right back.
And what he does... Wait, hold on. Duke, just... Ah!
He's probably got to do something with Jack.
Jack! Okay. What Yaru basically decides is to weave a actual melody using his bagpipes. So he's going to pull out the bagpipes towards we're almost at last call basically, and he pulls the bagpipes out, and he actually you can make me roll something for this, but he's going to basically try to weave an actual coherent musical arrangement by dint of his own musical talent.
So your audience at this point is just the two drunk dudes that have passed out,
and Torvar.
But make a performance check with disadvantage.
What?
As it's nothing you're doing, but these guys don't know how to. Basically, it's like they picked up an instrument for the first time.
But okay.
And you were trying to weave it together, so it's not like it was relatively coherent before.
Can I give myself bardic inspiration so that I have not disadvantage?
Bardic inspiration doesn't do advantage disadvantage, but I think it's as long as it says any creature.
Others. One creature other than yourself. Damn it. Okay. Well, all right. Disadvantage it is. What is it?
This is a tall task. Performance.
All right. Come on,
You
man.
got the cello, you got the drums, and you got a dude playing the violin.
Please,
It's
if I
amazing.
roll nat 20 on this will be one of the single greatest rolls I've ever done in my D&D career. Damn it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
You had to
yeah.
open your mouth.
This is
Wow.
this is the first time that you've played your new bagpipes.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Hey, man, there's
I guess you have to
tuning.
calibrate new
Tuning is
bagpipes. Yeah,
needed.
you have to tune new
I was
bagpipes.
gonna say the reed wasn't fitted well.
the
So
the bagpipe pipe, after I used it to beat people senseless, didn't quite fit back into the bagpipe like
Yeah.
I was used to. So
So Vlad was like, when he saw us, did you like go up to the stage?
I went like stage adjacent.
Okay, yeah. So he was watching intently and was getting more and more excited. Like, oh wait, bagpipes. Kind of just like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And he most definitely was getting his hopes up. And then
I didn't make it worse.
I mean, I think all bag. Yeah, I mean, really, yeah. You just added like another layer of all that was happening, and you kind of see him like deflate a little bit. Like, I thought we might have had oh, I thought that was gonna be awesome.
Oh man, I was really hoping that was gonna end well for me.
One could hope.
Oh, that's sad.
If you guys are drinking through the night, because this is basically an hour-long process.
I mean,
so
I'm gonna go to
probably-
go to bed at last call. Is Yar's plan?
Okay, so
Like 3 a.m, something like that.
let's roll a Constitution saving throw to see how drunk you get, which will dictate like how many drinks you get.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
you
baby.
are.
I am
After
blasted.
You thought you were gonna like bring in the crowds when you went up there, and when that didn't happen, it hit you pretty hard because this is something you should you pride yourself on.
I'm a musician.
And
I am gifted with the bagpipes.
this
People weep when I play the bagpipes.
It'll be 1 gold's worth of ale, which will be. I mean, we're talking
All right. So wait, I already gave
Like,
him 1 silver.
30,
so is
30
it
to 50
an
drinks.
additional gold?
Yeah, it'll cost you a gold for the night's drinking, and the group now has at their disposal like 30 to 50 drinks.
Hey man, Yar at
That you just
least
paid for.
Yar at least can put it away. Did you see the gift coffee put in there?
At some point, like that's pretty good.
I love that one.
So for the last 3 times coffee is watched, this is like I just get this essentially in text messages every 20 seconds.
Well, that's what we talked about at the end of last week's session. I was like, I'm just gonna give her her own channel so she could just share with the rest of the class.
It's too bad Twitch doesn't let you send gifts because that would be pretty good.
It would.
He kind of when you slap down the gold like beer me.
Beer me, cuz.
He sees the bagpipes that you were. I don't know how you store bagpipes.
No,
well, but you have.
No, I already said I explained this. The bagpipes have a bag of bagpipe holding.
Oh, okay. Well, he sees you putting them away.
I'm pretty sure I
and he
have that in
says,
my inventory.
This
Yeah.
once, I'm gonna break tavern policy, and you see him come out. They're bagpipes, and you see him pouring like he's just got ale that
See?
he's pouring
Bag
down
of
the
holding
bagpipes.
bagpipes. It's my bag of bagpipe holding.
Torvar, he rolled exceptionally poor for performance, so he tried to go up and perform, did not go well, and was so distraught that he bought, I mean, I guess for him or the entire group, 30 to 50 drinks.
For the group, I need Torvar to come in
Okay.
here and
One of these
Nice.
drinks is literally
account for himself.
they're bagpipes, and he hands you like the bagpipe part is sloshing around and it's like leaking to it's dripping, and hands you.
I'm gonna shotgun that.
Yeah, so you grab one of like the pipes and you need some help too to get it
You can
flipped
play
upside
slap the
down.
bag with that.
Torvar, hold this.
You hear one of the guys after your performance. One of the drunk dudes kind of wakes up and is groggy a little bit, and then sees you with the bagpipes and just chug, chug, chug.
Yar chugs, man. He's about it.
It's like a. It's like
Roll a dexterity saving throw for me, Yaru. As this is something you need to stand up for.
Why do I still have disadvantage?
A flat roll, so it'd just be a 21.
Okay.
You needed to ready your body for this bagpipe chug, and you kind of stepped away from the counter for a second, and
mentally prepare myself.
Your heel gets caught, and you don't fall, thankfully, but your heel gets caught in what looks like a mug shaped like a boot. It was left on the ground behind you.
I step down. Step down. Who's actually drunk here? Me or Yaru? I reach down. I reach down and pick up the boot, which to drunk Yaru looks like an L. And I turn around and I ask the room, I said, who lost their L?
Who lost their L?
Roll a history or intelligence check for me. You are drunk. You are drunk at this point, so with disadvantage, because the drunk condition is disadvantage on any ability checks, I think. But you have advantage on any checks to be frightened, I think. So you're not scared of anything. Intelligence or history, just to remember whose mug that was.
Okay. Sorry, I was just checking what you messaged me earlier. Okay, intelligence check, right? Where is intelligence? Oh, it's one of the main ones.
It's the big one. It's the kahunas, yeah. You're drunk enough at this point, you honestly don't remember who's...
I don't remember. Would someone please come hold this L? Anyway, yeah. So.
All right, that's some pretty good festivities. Is there anything else? I mean, we're talking. It's midnight at this point.
All right.
Anything else the group would like to do?
We should stumble back to the feathered goose.
So, Stark, were you drinking?
No.
Okay.
Roki probably was though.
So thankfully we had our...
JD, do any of your characters going to canonically drink?
My knight character does, but that's why the squire character doesn't.
So your designated driver, Stark here...
The DD
does the whole makes you guys all hold hands since he knows the way back to
the DW designated walker.
I mean, at this point, Stark probably just ties a rope around every one of your waists and just leads you along back to the feathered goose.
Do I know? Was I there? So I wasn't there when Jeff disappeared, right?
That is an important note.
Because I didn't roll for it, so that happened.
Yeah, he would have had to roll for it.
No, right. So we need to retcon a little bit, because
Yeah. So I guess I ask what happened to Jeff, because I already knew Aaron left.
Discord, Peter.
Coffee, look at this jacket. It's a big
I don't
jacket.
think you can probably only do... What's your max, Peter? Okay. All right. So, Stark. Yeah. Well, this conversation happened earlier in the night. Stark came in, asked the group what happened to Jeff.
How drunk was Yarrow at the time that question was asked?
So this was before the performance. So this was like during
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Witness
the
your
Lord Bell.
performance.
Yeah, so Yar just says he was next to me 1 second and gone the next. I looked around, didn't see him, but I was in the middle of pumping the bartender for info, so I didn't really have time to go searching for him.
Okay, so nobody saw him just like blink out.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, never mind then. All right. Well, I
Old
guess
Jeff always disappearing.
Stark will kind of look around and say, "I guess we don't. I don't see Jeff, but I'm sure he'll make his way to us again like last time." All right, children, let's go.
You all drunkenly stumble back to the Feathered Goose. Who all went to the Feathered? It was Stark and Roki, right?
Yeah, because everyone else was already there.
Was Roki drinking?
Sure.
Well, let's actually ask
he
him.
had a few. Yeah, I guess that's true. At Rock.
We'll give it. We'll give him a little bit, but I don't want to wait too long. Is he like watching?
I'm
his stream?
faster. My words.
I was asking in the watch along. He said he was trying to watch, but there's multiple kids all under 10.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
So they're being very loud.
It says he's playing Forza Horizon 5 at the moment.
He might be on his phone playing Forza.
I mean, he doesn't need audio for that.
we'll retcon it if he says he doesn't drink, but we're gonna say Roki was drinking.
Okay.
And upon seeing the Black Sheep Tavern, and as fast as Roki is, he kind of like speeds ahead at the last minute and bursts
You mean the
open the
goose?
doors.
The
What was
goose.
What did I
You mean
say?
the goose? You said the black sheep.
Feathered- Oh yeah, sorry. The Feathered Goose, which was the door swings in, hits the back wall. Your good friend
Hector.
Hector Hogglesworth.
Hector.
Poor guy was in his chair again, just falls out of the chair, and the like 30 people that were most were like soundly asleep at this point. All just like a couple like throw a shoe at you guys now that you're drunkenly stumbling in, like, oh, shut up. No, you shut up. That sort of
My
thing.
favorite thing about this is that that's how Doc thinks hostels work.
I mean, isn't it?
We're going for it. I don't know.
You actually have your own room. It's just like a room with like four
Well,
beds.
my
like
Spanish
a
teacher,
dorm
she went
back
to
in
Spain, and
college.
that's how she painted the picture. She said that like it was just this giant room everybody slept in.
Okay, I mean they'd probably have those, but I don't think it's
Who
like
said?
the
Who
entryway.
described this?
Like my high school Spanish teacher, she went to
Oh,
Spain to
okay.
like learn.
Maybe Spain.
So that's what we're gonna play here in D&D. This is my world, JD. I don't care if it's not real.
No,
This,
I
this
think
is,
it's funny.
this is my world. You can kindly fuck off.
So you guys drunkenly make your way upstairs.
Yep, Yara's just gonna go.
Who's in what rooms? You have the last 3 on the right.
I take the last one.
Okay. You
All
go
right.
in. No one's there. There's two
I'll
beds,
send,
like a little
I'll
wash
send-
basin.
I
I'll
collapse.
send Torbar down that way.
I'll collapse on the one closest or furthest in, like the one that's furthest in the room.
Okay. Torvar, I mean, he makes it to the bed, but he's got like half his body on, but he's already passed out. But as soon as his head hits the mattress, essentially, who's in? You can already lightly hear like Orin snoring, like sleeping in the middle room. Who's gonna sleep with Orin?
How the hell did he get in the room?
Who indeed will sleep with Orin?
I'll leave that for Jeff, I guess.
Right?
Oh,
That's
I
what
get
would
it.
do.
Stark, are you locking like the doors behind everybody?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
I'll lock their door just because
All right. So
for everyone's safety.
who's sleeping with Orin? You say Roki went in there?
No, I said I'll leave that for Jeff in case Jeff actually shows up.
Okay, so you kind of leave the middle room when you hear Orin sleeping inside, and as you open up the first room on the right, If you're not, go ahead and say so now. But I imagine Jeff is soundly asleep in bed already.
I'll message
It's up to you.
real quickly.
I feel like Peter spent half this
How the
campaign.
fuck are these people getting into the damn rooms when I have the keys?
They weren't when you like opened the doors. They weren't locked.
Oh. I figured the guy
Yeah,
had
see,
them
that's
locked.
that's the problem because there were only 3 available rooms. El Jefe.
El Jefe. I feel like Peter's been playing a shadow campaign this whole time.
Didn't want to.
Because he turned out the sun.
Yeah, he turned the sun off. It's all been downhill since then.
What do I want to do?
For clarity, Rock
Oh,
says
rip.
that Roki did not drink.
Yeah, we'll say Yaru stumbled ahead, and
Yeah. What is this GIF? Why is it so slow? What is going on here?
so you leave the middle room for Orin. As you open up the first room on the right, there are 2 open beds.
So he's not in the
So-
room.
So I think he's not in the room now.
Okay.
That was me
right,
assuming Peter's plan. Sorry.
Then Roki and I will, I guess, head on into the room. I'll
Okay.
lock the door and
Lock the door behind you.
go to sleep. I'll leave Oren's door unlocked for Jeff.
Okay. Dang it. Okay, so you guys sleep through the night. You got your long rest. Yaru, you wake up. I mean, you're drunk and hungover, but you only had to sleep 4 hours. So you got. I mean, you can do what you want, but you're locked in this room for 4 more hours essentially. And if you don't want to do anything, then we'll fast forward. I was gonna have Orin make a stink too because he's an elf as well, but you didn't lock him in, so we won't do that.
Can I pick the lock?
It's not. Oh, do you have lock? I'm not letting you do it with a dagger. You need lockpick.
Oh.
Thieves' tools.
Is there a window? I'm in the last room, remember?
Yeah. I mean, I'm making this up as I go, and just to be fair, I don't know what you have planned. 1 and 2, or there's a window. 3 and 4, no window. Okay, there's a window.
How big? Is it big enough for me to fit through?
Yeah, it's not like it's just like a window pane. You can't open it or anything.
Okay, can I parkour? Do you want me to? Can I roll athletics to parkour down out of the window?
Like you want to bust through the glass?
Not bust
I think
through.
He means it's not. It's just a pane. It does not.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just a pane.
It's set in the wall. Yeah, you can't open it or anything. It's just like
All right. I'm going to shoot. I'm gonna play myself a song of rest, recover from my hangover.
okay, fair enough. Which I think, well, you would have gotten rid of it at this time, but Torvar would have been exhausted, but we didn't have any rules. So it
Yeah,
didn't matter.
Torvar benefits from my song of rest since he's within here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Torvar probably woke up a couple times just like puke. He tried to do off the side of the bed. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he did. And you played him a tune to soothe him. Jeff, you also lose your. Oh, I haven't been having you do any of your exhaustion checks, Jeff. You lucky son of a gun. I forgot. But you are healed. Everybody's long rested, good to go. It's a brand spanking new day and goal.
Am I hungover or am I good to go?
No, you guys are good to go.
Sweet.
But it would be a fun mechanic though. But I don't have a mechanic for hungoverness.
All right. Well, I gather everybody and I relay all the information that I learned from the bartender the previous night, especially the information about the coup. And I impressed upon the group that I think the coup was done by some other force, not by Vinny. That's just my personal opinion, but that's my read of the situation. And that perhaps we can use that fact to our advantage where previous negotiators on Vinny's behalf have failed.
So I guess I'll ask, what makes you think that the coup wasn't Vinny's plan?
It just doesn't. Yarrow can't really give a good reason other than that's his read of the situation. Like he feels that Vinny hasn't personally graduated to violence as a solution. I see Doc smirking, so that's apparently
He told
wrong.
you guys to take care of ambition in the tavern.
I was gonna say, Stark's gonna
No,
point out.
no.
and say,
In
well,
this
what about-
specific instance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In
That's fair. I thought you meant like in general.
No,
like,
no.
I wanted
Not
to
in general.
pretty
I'm not-
clear
I'm not-
Vinny's like,
No, I'm not saying Vinny's above that. I'm
Okay,
saying
sure.
in this specific instance, I don't
Okay.
think it has reached
Well,
that point. That's just
that's
Yarrow's
fair.
opinion.
Okay, I'll say. So you think that he maybe? Oh, no.
I think that there may be another
So,
force
I
at play
guess-
here, and that it would behoove us to figure out if that's true or not.
Okay. Well, I'll also say, considering. Let's see. How did you word that? Or how did Torvar word that? We just hadn't succeeded yet. Is that what it was?
Yeah, we haven't failed. We
And
didn't
just
fail,
have
we
not
just
yet
haven't
succeeded.
yet.
Yeah. Do you think that this is considering Vinny's trying to give us a second chance, and he clearly knows that we can fight and do some damage? Do you think he's maybe anticipating
Okay, so
to use our skills here?
So Stark would have known this if you were actually there when we talked to Vinny. But Vinny was very much, don't go in over there and just wantonly commit violence.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, then never mind. I didn't ask that.
I mean, you weren't there when we had that RP, so
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I was unfortunately not there. But okay. Well, then never mind. Scratch that.
I made sure that was
I'll
clear
take-
though. Like I really went to town on Vinny. Are you sure you don't want us to go over there and murder hobo everybody?
That doesn't shock me. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will. I guess that's all the questions I have then about that at this moment.
Don't mind me. I was just making noises. What's the play? What you guys doing?
So what's Oren's plan? Like I have all this information. I have an idea of what we need to do.
So
But this really is Oren's shindig.
yeah, so it's important to note that when you guys like woke up, Orin was long gone.
Okay, I'm sorry. To be clear, my intention was not to share the information with Oren, just with my group.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So like when you went to round everybody up to relay all this information, his bed was made. Like his things are all still there, but it's like he got an earlier start on the day than you guys did.
Okay, so he didn't totally abandon us. He just got up to leave and do stuff.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. See, I don't really know what to do because I think at this point we're kind of waiting on him, aren't we?
So
Like we're just supposed to make sure he gets the audience that Vinny is trying to get for him. So we just have to wait to see if he succeeds.
So
Yeah,
what
but
the,
if he's off by himself, like, aren't we also supposed to be guarding him?
So this is what I
I
would
think
do.
we were supposed to. I thought we were supposed to just escort him to the town and get him an audience.
Your main job is to, I think Vinny used the words not take no for an answer. So for most of the other, with the 28, maybe I can reinforce this a little bit. Like basically a different Orin came in and was like, hey, Vinny sent me, I need to be here to kind of, to be the ambassador, but really to keep tabs on Gold. And the people in charge, a lot of it, I mean, basically everyone says, no, we don't need your help. And doesn't say you need to leave, but says you need to leave and sends them on their way back. And it's basically so far it's been one dude. And he's like, well, I'm not going to, get murdered in the side alley, and heads back to Belton. So Vinny has yet to establish any real tangible presence in
So
Gold.
wait, Oren goes back to Belton? Is that what happened here?
No. I
Oh.
apologize. I shouldn't have said that. Was the poor choice of words. A different ambassador. There have
Okay.
been multiple ambassadors, and now you guys are here with Oren, and your job is to just make sure that he basically doesn't get bullied out of town. That's your job.
So what Yaru was thinking is we need to have someone with Orin at all times. So probably Torvar, just making sure he doesn't get killed. And Yaru's intention is to get an audience with Brill and work him on the coup front. Like figure out what happened, find out why it is he's getting cooed.
Why he's getting cooed.
I don't know, man.
Man, why'd you get cooed?
Bro, why you out here getting cooed, man? Like,
Why you getting cooed, man?
bruh, I mean, what you doing out here? So that's kind of Yaru's thought of what we should do next, but he's open to alternate paths, avenues, directions.
That works for me.
Is Jeff in the group when I'm relaying all this information?
Is he?
I imagine.
Are you asking Jeff?
Well, I gathered everybody. Does everybody
Well,
include
so
Jeff?
we're not going to keep doing behind the scenes here, Jeff. You have woken up now. Basically, like after 15 minutes is when you initiate. Well, would you have started this conversation without Jeff?
My
present,
intention
Yaru?
was to gather everyone. Whether or not I was able to
Okay.
find Jeff is, I don't know. You tell me.
Jeff will
It's up to Jeff.
walk to the group and find the group.
Yeah,
I
my
mean, yeah,
intention was
you
to
know
tell.
where they were staying.
I wasn't holding anything. I was not. My intention was not to exclude Jeff.
Yeah, so Jeff is there by the time you have gathered everybody.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? You have a late night? Yaru, what happened? You look terrible.
No, I look fine. I have a song.
Jeff, you also
I had
don't
a song
look
of,
super great.
I
at
had
the
a song of
moment.
rest, bruh. I'm fully recovered. My rally is on point.
Sing and rally. Sing and rally.
I mean, I look a little tired to be fair. To be fair. So JD earlier the whole knuckle thing. I was gonna do the whole like letter Kenny. Was it the whole? Anyway, so Yaru says he gives all the information, and then he says, "What I'm thinking is, I don't know where. Obviously, you know, Oren's AWOL. Let's send Torvar and Roki to find him and make sure basically he doesn't kill him, get himself run out of town, and then the rest of us, let's try to get an audience with Brill and pump him for information on the coup front. Why are you getting cooed though?
Why you getting cooed?
Is
Okay,
anybody
I
have
zoned out there for
any-
a second. What's the plan?
Well,
are you guys ready to
I
go?
proposed
Okay.
something. I'm pretty sure Stark agrees. I don't think Torvar has an opinion. Roki's not here to ask. So the real question is, what does Jeff think?
What does Jeff think? Jeff's just not a fan of anything that Yaru is promoting.
Okay, then what's your plan? Mr. Fireball an entire room?
First of all, if you ever accidentally fireball an entire room, you know, I hope that your friends have your back, Yaru.
I had
I
your
hope
back.
that your friends have.
I didn't
yeah?
I didn't rat you
Oh,
out to
yeah?
Vinny.
Oh, what was that?
You heard me.
Oh, then who did rat me out, Vinny?
Wasn't me, that's all I gotta tell you.
Just gonna look around the group and eye everyone each individually.
Face
Just gonna say,
If by rat you out, you mean tell Vinny what happened? I definitely did that.
Knew where that was going.
just gonna look at Torvar and say, I really thought it was Yaru, not you. He's gonna hold up his missing pinky finger.
No.
Go. I blood feud like no other.
Yaru leans over to Torvar. He's like, "Did he just give you the nub?"
My man gave me the nub. Torvar's gonna look at him and be like, "Bro, when you light buildings on fire, there are consequences. What did you want us to say?"
Listen, I mean, next time you accidentally hack a man in half, for example.
I don't accidentally hack people in half.
It's very intentional.
We'll see. We'll see. I would expect the party, I thought you guys were friendly and had each other's backs. That's all.
We don't know you from Jack.
We know who you are.
Yeah.
You came out of the basement.
Did you know Vinny?
Did I know Vinny?
I know his
Yeah,
V.
me and-
I know
me
his
and
V
Vinny.
coin.
Good friends with Vinny?
I know his V
Me and
coin.
Vinny.
He fucking tortured me for 3 days. What? This is the guy you're going to team up with?
Well,
What'd you do to him?
We didn't. Yeah, what did you do to him? That's the first question Torvar asked. What did you do to deserve to be tortured for 3 days? Because obviously it was something.
Yeah. What'd you do to him?
I saw a tavern full of guys coming to beat you up.
Hey, don't get me wrong. We appreciated the help, and I will have
Oh,
you know.
yeah?
No.
Yeah,
I'll have you know.
I'm going to wiggle them.
I'll have you know,
Oh, my God.
Mr. Nub. I'll have you know that I took up for you. And I said, he asked, then he said, who did it? And I said, this fucking guy. But
This fucking guy.
I said, he,
That's beside the point.
but I was like, listen, man, he helped us out. I don't want to say he saved us, but shit, man, he might have saved us. Those were the words that I said. You can go back and watch the YouTube video if you don't believe me.
No.
No, actually, please go watch the YouTube video. Give me some views.
Yeah. So listen, I told the truth, but I also framed you in a positive light,
Yes,
like
there it is.
that, like you were on our side.
It's true. It's true.
I took up for you, and me and Vinny are pretty tight. I put my relationship with him on the line for you, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna give me the nub
That
like
means
that?
a lot to Torvar.
Yeah, and you're gonna give me the nub like that?
Yaru nods sagely.
Jeff's going to look at Yarn and just say, stay out of this.
Yeah. What'd I do?
So
Torvar. See, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, go ahead, Pete.
Torvar, have you ever asked yourself if maybe Vinny isn't a guy you should be friends with?
Vinny? That's my boy.
It's my guy.
What attributes have made you choose him over me?
Torvar
right?
just reaches behind him and pulls out his shiny great axe. And he's like, this attribute right here, my guy.
Which I don't remember +1 magic weapons, but that's like a $800, $900 or gold great axe.
That $900 axe worth one of my fingers. Noted.
Didn't say that. Again, I think you are not acknowledging that I took up for you. And also, I think Stark was trying to get a word in. Stark, what you got?
Oh no, I was just going to say to Jeff, to be completely honest, we did not know that Vinny was going to be torturing you. We had no idea. You are somebody who has just appeared and disappeared and reappeared in our lives a handful of times. We had assumed you had just left. We're really sorry that happened.
That's fine.
to you.
Listen, I'm just a strange man in a strange land. I get it. Borderline homeless magician Jeff over here, just drinking his scotch by himself every now and then. But I get that. But Vinny, that guy doesn't seem like a good guy, guys.
Well, I mean,
You're
I would
right.
expect-
I've said this.
I would
I've said
expect-
this before.
I would expect the person who was tortured by him to not be his biggest fan.
Wow.
But I ask again, what'd you do to him?
I was simply trying to protect my party, and I was not aware of how flammable that building was. Arson accidents happen.
Oh, he tortured
We've all
you
been
over
there.
the burning building.
Well, I wasn't exactly honest about it. That
Uh-huh.
didn't help
You
my
see?
case.
The
Honesty is the best policy with Vinny. The guy is surprisingly understanding.
Okay, how about this? Remember the lady in the cave? The cave you
Charisma?
guys rescued? Yeah.
I remember.
She was hanging out with Vinny.
Yep.
She's a
That's a-
bad person.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one. I'll grant you that.
Why is that weird?
I'll grant you that. That's a weird one. But at the same time, he took our side over hers.
Yet she was still there when I got taken to Vinny.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Jeff,
Wait.
you're really barking up the wrong tree, my guy.
yeah. Why are you not talking to Vinny about this? You talk to me about it.
Jeff's gonna raise up his normal hand and his pinkyless hand, just kind of in the air.
Why wouldn't you just say both hands?
Well, I want to specify.
He's trying to
that
make the
one
point.
is
Yeah.
Missing the pinky yard.
Yeah. He's
The
making a
pinky,
point.
Why you got to bring
which
up
I gave to you, the resident healer of the group.
resident healer?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever claimed such a title.
I'll look at Jeff and I'll say that's being a little generous.
Fair enough.
I
But
mean,
I didn't
even
expect
Yara's aghast at this labeling.
I didn't expect you to lose my pinky.
Okay, to be fair, I
However,
didn't lose it.
why
I
would
just
you-
thought you didn't need it anymore.
Why would you give your pinky to Yaru of all people?
He's
to
a
be
strange
fair,
cat.
Jeff did try to get Yaru to like reattach it, and then Yaru chucked it into the bush.
Okay, but I
just
told-
so everybody's clear on what happened.
But I did tell him that I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just very disappointed by this group right now. I think we're about to get into a worse boondoggle. And
on the one hand-
when
Oh my God.
Yara, when you're on the torture rack,
Hmm.
and I'm right there next to you, and Vinny's torturing us, I just want to hear you were right, Jeff. That's all.
You
That's
know what?
all.
Hey, Jeff, you know what? If that ever happens, I commit to you that I will indeed say that.
Okay, they had like 200 gold.
How about 100?
About a marmot.
Deal. Jeff holds out his pinky with
This
hand.
just happened.
Yaru shakes it.
You two literally paid the nub man off.
Are we good? Yaru asks Jeff, "Are we good?"
We're good.
All right. I liked it. That's what I like.
As long, yeah, I was gonna say I'll do whatever as long as we stop getting Peter after the Raiders lose to the Chiefs. It's a sad Peter. I don't like that Peter.
Listen. I have compartmentalized.
Why did you have to, JD? That was cruel. He
No,
probably
JD,
haven't
it's
even
fair
thought
point.
about it until just now.
I
Well,
still,
it's because Dallas just lost to the Chiefs. That's why.
Hey,
I'm
Dallas
still running a
Raiders,
campaign.
Thursday night or Thursday.
an active
know.
campaign, a bring back old Peter campaign. I am the head of that committee.
Can I be the vice president?
Yes,
What,
absolutely.
the not Zen Peter?
Yeah.
I think Halo might be the way though, guys. If we can get him riled up enough in Halo, I think we can seal
They
Peter.
have. I know the main thing is 4s, but Big Team
No,
Battle goes
12.
up to like 8.
12.
Is
I
it
will
12
play.
for Big Team
I
Battle?
downloaded it.
I played. It was fun. I killed multiple
We sh-
people in a warthog, Doc included, and Peter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we gonna specify teammates or other people, or
No, mostly just my teammates. That was
We
particularly bad.
definitely. We should definitely get.
I had. So this is what happened. This is what
I've
happened.
been on that.
I jump in the warthog. Doc jumps in the warthog. And I'm like, okay, Doc, where are we headed? And I like hit the accelerator, and Doc's like, okay, so what you want to do? By the time he like halfway through his sentences, I have flipped the warthog off a cliff.
Nice.
Classic.
Classic.
timing was impeccable.
And then when Peter got in the warthog, I like accelerated directly into like 6 different dudes, and they exploded us instantly.
Back in your house.
Well, first of all, I think I'm pretty sure I said I don't think this is gonna go well. And then you immediately started screaming, and
Let's
then
go.
we immediately blew up.
Yeah, the whole time I was just like screaming, like, you know, the equivalent of Leroy Jenkins, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the campaign.
As we say, it is almost 11:30.
So
We wanna
Yaru
wrap it up
and
here
Jeff,
soon.
Yaru and Jeff have reconciled. Now the question is, what do we do from here? Yaru has put forth his idea. What does the party
What was
think?
it again? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I genuinely don't remember.
Yeah, Yaru's thought was Torvar and Roki go with Orin. Make sure he doesn't get run out of town. Make sure he doesn't get killed. And
But we don't know where he is.
right,
correct?
they would have to find him. Roki is a
Roll
tracker.
roll
Roki's
an
a
insight
tracker.
check. Everybody roll an insight check to think of ideas on where Orin might be.
Wait, why
Well,
am I still
my
at this?
thought would be
Roll
that he
insight
went
check
to go to
to
the damn
think of
place.
ideas where Orin might be.
Get inside the head of Orin.
I love it.
Oh boy.
Insight.
So
Ugh.
even if we can't
Insight.
think of it, my thought is Roki is a tracker. He can figure out where he is. So Roki and Torvar go get go stick with Orin, and then myself,
Oh, thank God.
Stark saved him.
myself,
Stark might know.
Stark and Jeff.
Oh no, that was Roki's role.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
Roki might know. Does Torvar still hate Roki?
Yes.
I thought we
Probably
like
not.
came to an
I'm
understanding.
pretty sure they didn't, and G just really wants him to still hate Roki.
Yeah, I think we came to an understanding.
No, I don't think you did. I honestly don't think you did.
So just not to double back here, but yeah, just to be sure, you didn't sell me out in any shape or form.
I personally did not. You have my solemn oath.
Because
Jeff,
Vinny personally told me that you described my exact description.
Wait,
to
I did?
him.
I did or Torvar did?
Yes.
No, man. I didn't do it.
Well, that's gonna have to be a deception check because Yaru 100%.
Yeah,
I think I do recall
I
Yaru
kn-
very
no,
much giving up
see,
Jeff.
I know I did. I was waiting for someone to
Okay.
call me
I
on it.
would've
See,
been
this
sure.
this is why honesty is the best policy. See, I just told him.
Deception, insight,
Oh,
Jeff.
my
Ooh, you're
God.
fucked.
I got to roll for it. Hold on.
Jeff. Okay, so I'm gonna
Listen,
have
guys.
Jeff roll with advantage because he
I mean,
does
that's-
have other information. Roll again, stating otherwise. This isn't like a 1-to-1 check, so this is a little harder, but I don't think
Get
it's
it,
gonna
Jeff.
matter.
It's a 21.
Get it? Yes.
Fuck.
It's a
Technically,
23.
you weren't supposed to. Oh, either way, he wins, huh?
Come on, man. I rolled a 21
I mean-
deception.
Shit.
He rolled a 23 insight. So I mean, like this was a everybody else in the well. I mean, I guess you guys. That's kind of important too. Like, what are you guys' necessarily reactions to Yaru bald face line to Jeff? But I guess it didn't matter in the end. Jeff,
Come
this
on,
did
I
not
should've-
shake
I
your
should've-
belief.
I
that,
should've won that.
You believe
I
you
should've
believe
won
Vinny
that.
here.
That's bullshit.
What was
happens
your
when you
lie
get
you
caught
just
in a
tried
lie?
to tell him?
Listen,
Oh, I mean,
Duke,
for the sake of-
Yaru does two things well. He lies well and he persuades well. That's it. So I gotta lean into
Not
it.
today, Junior.
What I mean, I did.
Okay.
I rolled a 21.
I'm okay for the sake of RP. I'm okay with going with a 10 and saying Yaru's deception works.
No. I gave you advantage because it wasn't just like Yaru was trying to convince you of something. He was trying to convince you of something that you knew otherwise from
You had
Yeah.
sort of
So that's
corroborating
why-
evidence to the
Yeah.
contrary.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like a 1-to-1 type
Okay.
persuasion check. So
It's a fair reason to give you advantage, I feel like.
No, I mean,
It's
I,
safe.
I don't
Just
disagree.
gonna look at
To be-
Yaru and just
To be clear, I'm not upset that like the way this happened is it makes all the sense in the world. I'm just upset that my 21
That you
was
didn't win.
right. I'm just.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you both rolled really well. I guess really Yaru didn't roll that well
What do you mean? Well,
because
you
you
mean
rolled
I have an
13.
eight?
You just have a crazy modifier.
Yeah.
I honestly, I was like,
It's-
there's no way
I'm-
Peter's
like
gonna
I
win this,
said,
but I really hope he
I'm
didn't
does.
think so either.
dripping in charisma.
Yeah.
Jeff is
All right, Jeff,
giving
Jeff's
what is your response?
insights of magical nature.
All right, Jeff, you discovered the lie. So what are you doing?
I'm just gonna like that's what you're going with, Yaru?
Give him the nub.
So, do I detect then that he is not buying my deception?
You can.
Yeah, we're not going to keep doing
insights.
insights, and we're not going to do the whole. Do you believe that he believes that you believe that he?
Just
we're
give
not
me a
gonna
yes
do
or
all
no.
that.
It influences what
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
yeah.
next.
You kind of get the feeling that Jeff isn't believing.
That he's found you
Is it-
out.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Fine, Peter. Jeff, you want the truth? You want the truth?
Yeah, I do.
You can't handle the truth.
Okay. What's the opposite of inspiration? What's the opposite?
Okay, but seriously, what Yaru says at this point is, okay, yeah, Jeff, you want to know honestly? We were put on the spot. Venny had all these buff, armored dudes ready to
He
kill
got
us.
intimidated.
I didn't
No,
even do
not-
that.
not
I
intimidated.
can't.
I got very flexible fingers.
Can't do just my pinky.
I
Actually,
can't do just my pinky.
That's actually kind of hard. Hold on. My ring finger is
Oh, there
like,
we go. If you do this,
"Wah."
you can, right?
Well, yeah, but that's if you use your thumb to do it. But Peter's
I
not.
can
Look,
use-
Pete,
Guys,
hey,
there's
listen.
a reason.
Pe-
There's a reason I got high KD. You know.
I can't do it.
what?
JD can do it.
Weird finger.
Oh my god. Okay,
My
So-
other
no,
hand,
my left
my
hand.
other
Listen.
hand, I can't though. My left hand, perfectly fine. My right hand.
Oh, I didn't
looks
try my other hand.
stupid.
I can't. Yeah,
My
it's
left
even,
was even
it's,
worse.
Yeah, my right hand was even worse. My left was better.
Yeah, this is how you're gonna get all your viewers, G. This is this right here.
Can't do
I
it.
mean, yeah, look at that. Perfectly.
This is prime entertainment right here.
perfectly
Okay,
flat.
so listen, Jeff, I'll tell you honestly. Okay, you ready? I'll tell you honestly. There were a lot of dudes in there. We weren't sure we were getting out alive. I told Vinny what he wanted to hear. You know?
Which is exactly what you look like.
I'm gonna pretend. Can we say that's in game? Because I feel like Torvar would. It's up to Torvar. Start giggling in the background.
Yeah, he told you what you look like.
Oh, it's gonna be a minute, everybody.
We lost him. We lost him.
Coffee is on our A game.
What Vinny wanted to hear was exactly what you look like, Jeff. So he told him.
My favorite part about this is that G can walk away from his mic and still hear us with his headphones on. We just hear him very faintly in the background losing his shit. His chair's spinning. Oh, man.
His family's like, what the fuck is going on? In
What do they even do in there?
Is
Yeah.
he being tickled in there? What?
At least his family should be asleep right by now.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh goodness.
He's
gracious.
back, everybody.
Oh god. Okay.
Never mind. Spoke too soon.
Instead of Goose, his name should just be Gigs.
Gigs, there's already a famous Destiny player named Gigs.
Yeah, but his is gonna be GIGGS.
Mm.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
I love
gonna
that
be
it
another
happens
wave.
every time.
There's another
I'm
wave coming.
assuming, Jeff is assuming this is what Yara's doing. Just on the ground laughing.
My favorite thing is this is always how it goes with G. He like faux self-centers and then immediately cracks
He
again.
fools himself into thinking he's good to go.
He did this in person at your house if you watched it live.
Oh really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember what the hell you were
Oh.
laughing about. We were sitting in the room with all the puzzles the night you got there, and you just lost your mind. And we're like, "Oh my god, we're seeing Giggle
Oh,
G
man.
in person."
I don't remember it specifically, but I believe that it happened.
Yeah, it did. I felt honored.
Okay. I don't even remember what was happening.
I don't remember what triggered that.
You told Vinny exactly what he wanted to hear. It was exactly what Jeff looked like.
Why'd you repeat it? Now look.
Well, Yaru Ure is typing.
Yes. You must hit the keyboard.
Okay.
Yaru.
All right, so that is what Yar said. That's all I got. I don't have anything. I don't have anything else.
Alright, do we want to call it here, or where do we want to
Agree on your plan, and then we'll call it.
Yeah,
I wanna get to the end of this.
I've put forth the plan. What's the plan? Did anybody have an alternate plan?
What was the plan again? It's I and Roki are going to hang with Orin.
Orin and me, Jeff,
Try
and
and go
Stark are
find
gonna
him and
go talk to Brill.
back 'em up?
I mean, I'm good with that.
I can hear Rock. Don't split the
Oh
party.
wait! Hold on! What were your insight checks? Stark, or this was Roki, I guess.
Roki had the high one.
It makes sense that Orin is probably trying to seek an audience with Brill.
That's
that was
that's
your
what I was gonna
thinking.
say. I don't know.
So-
I didn't know we needed to do that, but
Yeah, you don't know for
that.
sure, but it makes sense that that's probably where Orin is at already.
It's a good point
Yep.
about not splitting the party.
This, maybe not selling out your party too. To Vinny.
All right, so we will call it on that. Kind of an early night for us too. That's nice.
Giving us the nub again.
The good old
See,
nub.
Rock gives us the official blessing to split the party in the town.
Does he?
He said in Twitch, splitting the party in town is usually okay.
Nice.
yeah, it's not usually too bad there.
Oh, I like when you guys role play because I can just sit here and watch. It's like watching a movie. You don't have to do
Great,
anything.
isn't
You don't
it?
have to stress about 15 dogs.
I like how Yaru was this close to being cool with Jeff, and it was ruined.
Yeah, it was because you didn't take the right tack, which is just being honest.
Okay, but that's not what Yaru does.
I did. I don't actually know if I'm cool with Jeff, but at least I was honest with him.
That's
He keeps
what
giving me
and
the
that-
nub,
and
so
that's
I'm
what
gonna think
Torvar's
maybe
about.
we're not cool.
The nub.
Torvar actually doesn't give a fuck if he's cool with Jeff or not.
Rip. Okay, let's write up the recap. Town or party got to town and argued for 2 hours.
That's basically it. Episode recap: infighting.
Yeah, Rock. I mean, I put them all on YouTube, so I'll put it on YouTube.
Oh boy.
Oh man, my chest hurts.
All right. Well, G, you still streaming?
I'm gonna cut it off here. Thank you everybody who watched. Appreciate you pumping up my viewership.
Be a partner before too long.
Your chat numbers.
Unlikely. All right, y'all take it easy.